Lord of Winterfell, and King in the North.
Pleased to see you.
Robb dismounted, glancing around suspiciously. He caught his mother's eye and she offered him a thin smile. Her eyes were wary and she fidgeted with her hands. Stable boys took the reins of her horse from her. Robb looked away, towards the heart of Renly's camp. He hadn't wanted to come, it had been against every instinct for the majority of his army with only 300 men. His lords had tried to insist he take more, but he had refused. He did not want to draw unnecessary, utmost certainly did not want to leave his army too depleted. If he had had his own way, then his mother would have conducted this negotiation alone. She had refused though. What she wanted was to go back to Winterfell, but Robb needed her help with Renly. Despite his pleas, though, she had refused to go without him. He will see it as an insult, you sending me in your place. He had protested, had more to say. I went alone to Walderfree. You were not happy with the price then, I would not have you displeased with me again, not when it is this important. She'd had him then and he had agreed to go, grudgingly. His lords had been supportive, though they were all full of contradicting pieces of advice. He had left them his men and ridden ahead. His army were following, though he had commanded them to make camp out of sight of Renly's army. Robb could not know how the negotiations would go, and Renly had 5 times his number. If anything went wrong, he could quite easily lose everything. Robb and Margaery What If Fanfiction Part 1. Robert Stark has been summoned to close by Storm End, just one of the many castles that the Baratheons own. It is well known that Renly crowned himself king. In a way it is open rebellion. It has been agreed they can be allies, so Robb and Catelyn ride day and night and set up camp outside of Storm's End in a deserted area. To the doubt, I will wait and see. Robb speaks with his mother about their plans, but he is still thinking about the free girl. We are going to the Riverlands to make an oath of marriage. Not only will House Stark marry into the free family, it is an advantage because they have a large army. Question is, what does the women look like that the King of the North will marry? It is a running joke that Robb should trade his wife for Renly's because he may as well be married to a shadow queen like his brother Stannis. The men suddenly are quiet as they see Robb Stark and Theon approach in their Stark pelts and leather-breasted armor with the direwolf in tote. Robb then walks out after he dresses in his armor to go see Renly. He has been told of the beauty and grace of Lady Tyrell. She is a queen in a way, but when you name yourself, are you a true king? Robb wanders out of his tent to see the men who have been loyal to him. He and Renly will unite their houses and their banners to ensure they go to war with Joffrey for the death of Eddard Stark, Warden of the North. Plus he is a bastard. All the houses of the North, South and East have been told by Raven of the shame on the Lannisters for their incest and their bastards sitting on a throne that should not be for their evil treasonous actions. Robb ponders about what made all this happen. A spoiled girl who wanted a rotten apple who didn't fall from the tree. All this for a marriage that shouldn't ever have been agreed on. I never liked a Lannister with my sweet sister. Why did my mother and father allowed Sansa to still go King's Landing after the direwolf bite and the butcher's boy plus Bran falling out the window in the high tower in the middle of our court? Robb scratches his head and turns and looks out toward the tent that houses the new Queen Margaery of House Tyrell. Then he shakes it off as she is a married woman. It is bad in the sight in the old gods and new. He must have saw something. Robb paces back and forth in his tent and informs Theon to make the tent ready as he will go to the men and check on the word from Winterfell and their other bannerman traveling to guard what is left of House Stark. Robb shakes it off and then grooms himself by going to a nearby lake. As he walks to the men's bathing area, he sees soldiers in Renly's camp with their new zeagles. One man stands laughing about how the new queen looks undressed. It is quite a tale he is telling as he looks like he has never washed or bathed for months. I chuckle, no harm done. She will never know of the secrets between men's banter as the man was drunk out of his mind. Catelyn is not in her tent. She has ventured out to the tournament to meet with Renly. He and his wife are seated in a wood platform. 2 knights fight to the death, one tall and
Lord of Winterfell, and King in the North.
Lady Catelyn, pleased to see you. May I present my wife, Margaery of House Tyrell.
You are very welcome here.
My lady, I swear to you, I will see the Lannisters answer for your husband's murder. When I take King's Landing, I'll bring you Joffrey's head.
God.